So once again, we find ourselves with a decider in the pool stages, Fiji versus South Africa. Now, last week in Singapore, these two sides were sitting 1 and 2 with 2 wins each, and now we are in the exact same scenario for the Perth Sevens the week after. So in this preview, we'll be looking through at what these two sides have done thus far, who the players are to keep an eye out for, and then at the end, a prediction of who I think will win this contest. But jumping straight into it, for the Fijians, they had a great win over Argentina in their opening contest, 26 points to 10. Now, this Argentine side, again, have just struggled to get their momentum going. We witnessed it in their game up against the Blitz box as well, just not quite finding that same stride that they had in the last series. The second game for Fiji, that one went down to the wire. 26 points to 24 in favour of Fiji. It looked like Golden Point was on for all money, but they managed to hang on, get themselves the victory, and a couple missed kicks from Spain definitely costing them throughout that matchup. For South Africa, their first game was up against the Spanish, and they were able to win it 33 points to 14. Their second game was up against Argentina, and that one was a bit closer once again. A little bit similar to that Fiji-Spain match. Seemed like Golden Point could have been a great option, 19 points to 12, but South Africa securing the win and making it 2 wins from 2. So jumping into the key players for these two sides, it's been quite an interesting tournament thus far for South Africa. They've had multiple try scorers. The most recent game up against Argentina, we saw Christy Grobbelaar score one, Zane David score another, and then Donovan Don, he made his way off the bench, and straight away his impact was felt when he was able to sell the dummy to Marcos Moneta, cut through a gap, and manage to score that try. For the Fijians, their most recent game, it was Sevu Motunathangi, Vuiviwa Nadovalo, and also Tani Vanuakula made his way off of the bench and scored himself the 2 tries. But for South Africa, someone who I've been a little bit surprised with throughout this tournament, maybe more so from the lack of seeing him, is Shilton van Wyk. Normally he is right up there when it comes to try scorers, but this tournament he's been a little bit quiet. And I feel like that's not going to be the case for the whole competition. At some stage, he's going to find his feet. He'll start scoring tries. And as soon as he does, he will probably be unstoppable. Someone like a Tristan Lades may be a little bit in that same boat, although he is more known for his try assists. So perhaps this game up against Fiji could be the one both of them to find their rhythm. In terms of Fiji's side, Vuiviwa Nadovalo, of course, cannot be underestimated. He was able to score in that match up against the Spanish. He also has the most tries out of any male player on the 7 series this year. He has got pace for days alongside Tario Vailawa. Those two make a perfect pairing. And in this contest, there's going to be just so many great head-to-heads that make it honestly impossible to predict a result. But I'm going to try anyway. Fiji, they started with a great game up against Argentina. Bit more rough up against Spain, although I do think that also is a bit of a credit to Spain, how they have progressed from their first contest. South Africa started off with a big win, close game with the Pumas. So these two sides pretty different in terms of the path up till this stage. Now, last week they did play each other in the group stage match of the Singapore Sevens. That was the decider, and it went to Golden Point. And I would love nothing more than to see these two sides go to Golden Point again. So for that reason, I'm going 19-19. And then I think the Blitz box may just sneak this one up against the Fijians. They have looked good in this tournament, and I still feel like they haven't found their full stride. The same can be said about Fiji, but I'm going 24-19 in favour of South Africa. But honestly, it's a coin flip and could easily go either way. But this game, it is kicking off at 11:52 p.m. New Zealand time. We will be covering it on the channel. The winner of this contest will more than likely face either Great Britain, France, or New Zealand. The loser of this game, they will be facing up against the host nation, Australia. So still plenty that can happen for the later stages of the group stage. But thank you all very much for watching. We are doing the commentary for the match, like I said, so be sure to pop on in for that. And I will see you all for the next one.